So the Quilt As You Go demo that I did this Saturday was to make this very pretty placemat. Isn't that cute? So this very cute placemat, very pretty and elegant. And this is all done as Quilt As You Go. So you're not having to then turn around and sit down at the sewing machine and quilt it or give it to a quilter to quilt it. So let me show you how this is done. Okay, so this is the placemat I'm showing. Okay, here we go. That's better. I was trying to get the whole placemat on there. So here's the placemat that we're showing. And this one is the Casablanca placemat that came in a kit. Now I'm all out of them because I sold out of them on Saturday. However, I will have more in the next week or so as the manufacturer gets them in, because sometimes they run out.
So is it just a pattern you can get or only the kit?
No, only the kit.
And the kit comes with these fabrics?
No, the kit comes just with the, I'm not there yet.
Sorry.
Okay, so on your instructions right here, it is going to tell you how much yardage you need to complete your project. And then it tells you how to cut it, because there is some pre-cutting. So when you buy the kit, you're going to get your batting in there, much like this. You're going to get your batting in there, and you're going to get the instructions, the pattern itself.
This that she just showed was a different example.
Yes.
So don't worry.
But it looks the same way. Yes. So I'm going to show you how to do this because they're really fun. And you know what? They're fun to do with kids too, because it's like a quilt by number. So you're told to do this first, this second, this next, and so forth.
Do I count as a kid?
Not really.
Would it be fun to do it, to teach me how to do it?
Sure. Whatever. Okay. So the first thing is that I took this super fun panel that we have right here. So this super fun panel that we have right here, and this is from the Winterly line by Moda and Robin Pickens. Super cute. I know. And the pattern tells me that I'm going to cut 2.5 strips. Plus it tells me to cut my center one right here, 7.5 inches square. So when I had this panel, my first tendency is to cut this just like this, 7.5 inch square, right?
I made that mistake once.
However, it is set on point. And so when it is set on point, you have to remember, I'm sorry about the glare, folks. You do have to remember to turn it this way. Okay, it's okay like that.
There's still glare.
Yeah. So you have to remember to turn it this way so that you are getting it on point or diagonal, because if you cut it the regular way, it's going to come out with your bird facing the wrong angle. Or let's turn it this way. You can tell I was used to doing it backwards the other days because I was showing it to people. So you're going to turn out with the bird facing at an angle instead of like this. So you have to remember to cut it on point. Okay.
Yeah. My first project, I had a bunch of these little cornerstones or center, all of them on point. And I was so excited to fussy cut.
Oh, was it the little squirrels?
I was so excited to fussy cut all my little like animals, and I just cut them all of them out of a panel. So it was like I had exactly what I needed, and then I realized they were all on point.
And you'd cut them square.
And I'd cut them all square.
Yep.
So
you learn your lesson. You learn to read the pattern.
Day.
So that's what you're going to do. Now, because it is Quilt As You Go, you're also going to have your backing pre-cut and put on the back of your pattern. So in this particular one, you have 6 of the panels that come in the package, and it's 6 of these regular batting, and you just cut them apart so you can work on them one by one.
So it's 6 of these printed battings.
Yeah.
Okay.
6 printed battings.
In one kit?
Wow,
that's awesome.
Yeah. And then you're going to have your backing on there to put. Now, it says to spray baste, which is really easy because you want it to stay in place while you're working. So when I spray baste, I work in sections. So this is one big section right here, and I will spray right here and then lay down my fabric and smooth it out. You don't have to spray from way up here because you get too much overspray, okay? You're going to spray down kind of low, maybe what, 8 inches away from there. And you only need to spray in the middle. You don't have to get it all the way out to the edges because, again, you're going to get a lot of overspray right there. So once I've laid down one side and smoothed it out, I'm going to peel up the other side and do the same thing. And it's a temporary spray. It can come off and it's definitely going to wash out. It's just something to tack it into place while you're working. Now, I like to use 505 as my spray base, but you can use any brand that you like. It doesn't matter. I use the 505 and just spray it. You just need to hold it in place. There we go. Thank you. And that's the other one, Sullivans. Okay, so then what I'm going to do when I say it is sewing by number, you actually can see the little numbers right here on the side. So this is number 1, the first piece, number 1, and then number 2 and number 3, 4, and 5. And that's going to give you the order that you're sewing in. So I put down my number 1. The next one that I'm going to do is my number 2. So here is number 2 right here. And all I'm going to do is get my pre-cut. See, I've already got these all pre-cut and labeled what I'm doing. So these are my B section and they tell you on the pattern what you're doing, which ones to label. So I have those pre-cut, and all you do is line it up with the edge of the fabric right here. You don't have to line it up with the lines. The lines and the numbers are telling you what to do next. Okay, I'm going to tell you what that is in just a minute. What to do next, okay? So I'm going to put it right sides together with my fabric, and I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance right there. And then from there, I go and I iron it back like this. Then either finger press it into place or use your little roll, press and roll, anything. But what you don't want to do is iron on this. You can, if you have a small iron, you can iron this, but do not iron on your batting because it'll melt off the letters.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And it gets sticky on your iron.
Got
okay.
it.
So what I've done then is just go ahead right here. Here's my 1/4 inch seam allowance right there. And you open it up, number 3, roll, press, roll it right there. And now I'm ready to go to number 4. So I go to my next piece that's going to be a long one right here. I'm going to do number 4 right there. Okay. 1/4 inch seam allowance and sew and put it out. So the thing that people get confused about, they think they're supposed to sew on the lines, but they're not sewing on the lines. It's not like foundation paper piecing that you're sewing on the line. You are using this as just placement. Okay. So you are sewing right there and then open it up. That's your placement.
Yeah, because then it's like it essentially just goes back to the next line, but again, you're still going to be doing a 1/4 inch seam when we come all the way
Right.
down
So
here.
what you would do right there is just go ahead and keep doing it. So that's why it's hiding the quilting. You don't have any raw edges. Okay. You don't have any raw edges. Now, coming up to the ends right here, our tendency is always to backstitch to tie off, or to use the little knotting feature, the tie off feature on your sewing machine. And on this, I'm going to pull this down close for you. Okay. So when we're doing it right here, we want to tie off because that's what our normal tendency is to do, to tie off in this section and this section. However, on the back, it ends up leaving it looking a little bit rough for the wear because while it's quilting it leaves it a back and forth right there, or it leaves this little tiny ball that you can feel when you knot off. And I don't like either one of those things. Since this pattern is a quilt as you go. You have to do something to tie it off. But keep in mind that all your lines are going to intersect each other. They're going to keep crossing over each other, right? So you end up with the back looking just like this. And you have, I don't know that you can really see that.
You can, yeah, you can
can
see it better there.
You can see where they start intersecting each other right here, okay? What you can do to still stabilize that stitch is instead of back stitching or instead of tying off, you can see all my little samples here, you are going to pull your top thread and your back thread up to the top. So you're going to pull your bobbin thread to the top. And if you'll give me that pencil or something like that, I'm going to try to move as close as I can for you to see this. There we go. So I want to pull my bobbin stitch up. All I'm going to do, this is the top where I sewed, is pull that top thread. And when I pull that top thread, you see that bobbin stitch come out right there. It comes up with it. Pull that bobbin stitch right there up to the top. There it is right there. And I'm going to do it again right here. This is the other end of the stitch line that I had. So I pull that right up right there. There comes my bobbin stitch, my bobbin thread. And I'm going to pull this up right here also. Okay. And just cut them off about an inch away from the edges. You don't have to cut very far. I don't have any scissors. Oh, I do have scissors. You can just cut them off like this. Okay. You don't have to do anything fancy. Bah. And when you cross stitch right, not cross stitch, when you stitch right across it again right here, it's going to tie it off. And in the meantime, it gives you a nice finishing on the back right there without any little back stitching showing or without, see, it's so pretty you can hardly even see it, without any back stitching showing or any little knots.
And
it
that's
just comes
good
out
because
flat.
you're not having to worry about it like getting knotted up underneath to then where you can't undo it later on. So if they're both pulled up to the top, then it's going to look like that stitch came up and finished, and you won't be able to see the tail end of it.
Right. So the last piece that they tell you to cut is a little square piece. I have another triangle. Here it is a little triangle piece just like this. I'm going to come right back up now. And the square piece that you have is going to be cut diagonally on the diagonal right there. Okay. And what you're going to use these pieces for are right here in the corners. So when you get right over here, this is going to be the one that you're just going to, here's a piece of fabric, right? And you're going to put this right there, stitch down your 1/4 inch, flip it up, and that's going to be your corner. So when you are done with the whole thing, you're going to come in and you're going to trim off all the edges. And it's going to look just like this when you trim it off. You've got all these edges right here that I have trimmed off now. And just come in, follow the lines, trim the whole thing off right there. There we go. And the next thing you have to do is just put your binding on, and whatever your favorite method is for putting the binding on is what you do here. If you want to fold over the back of it, you do have room to fold over the back fabric to the front. You can do that, but you have to remember that when you're going to go in and cut this off, you're going to have to lift all of these up to cut off. So if that's your plan, mind how far you are stitching outside to the edge, because right here, see, I've got stitching all the way up to right there, so I wouldn't be able to cut that off. So you have to mind it, but I like to go in and stitch it because I like this fabric. I thought it was super fun. This is the Robin Pickens line called Winterly. I do still have 2 kits available to make it just like this, to make the placemats just like this. And so those are available. Now, let me show you something else of the June Tailor. Let me put all of this away, and this, and this, and this, and this.
Momentary pause. What is, there's like the meme.
I don't know, but give me that right there. Thank you.
Madame.
Okay.
What a great demo. I mean, wow. Mrs. Quilt Store
Okay.
does it again.
So she has some other really fun stuff. Look at this fun bag right here. Can you see it? This is the Sophie Tote using jelly rolls.
Jelly rolls?
Yes, jelly rolls. Look how awesome. So you know how you always end up with a couple of pieces of jelly rolls left over? You can use them to do this great tote. Again, a quilt as you go or what do you call it? Stitch by number. And it has the pre-printed batting so you know where everything is going to go. Super easy. Everything's in there. And she has I say she because it's June Tailor. It's a corporation that owns it. It's not June who owns it anymore. It's a corporation. Actually, AccuQuilt bought June Tailor stuff. It does have this webbing that you end up covering with fabric. So if you want to go in and see if some of the other products that we have that are quilt as you go, all you have to do is a search on our website for June Tailor and you'll see everything get pulled up. Look at this cute thing. Here's another one, a little tote kit. Just a little bag, 8.5 by 11, so like the size of a page and a couple of zippers in there. In these, she does the zippity doo done zipper.
Ooh, and I like those big, thick zippers.
I know. This zipper is a no goof up zipper.
A no goof up zipper?
Yeah. If you hate doing zippers, you grew up hating them, you don't hate them.
No, I'm just scared of them.
Why? I taught you how to do them.
That was like 3 years ago.
Oh my God. This is a zippity doo done zipper and it is so cool. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this cute little makeup bag or what a grab and go kit. It doesn't have to be a makeup bag. It can be anything right there. You can use it for makeup. You can use it for sewing. You can do anything.
That was the one I said I wanted to learn how to do because that would be so, or like even just to have a couple of those kits, that would be such a good gift,
Mm-hmm.
like last minute gift.
Oh yeah.
Not last minute, but like easily personalizable. Yeah,
slow down. Let's see what you can say. Okay, so the other one, look at this one. This is the sample I made. This is an Emily fanny pack. Okay, I know we don't call them fanny packs anymore. What are they called?
They're called fanny packs, but a lot of people call them belt bags.
Belt bags. This is our new line that's just coming in. It is by Ruby Star Society, and it's called, I don't remember what it's called. I'd have to go run back and look at the box. So this is a new one. But more importantly, also, look at this fun Emily tote kit. It is like a belt bag, as they call it now. We used to call them fanny packs, remember? You can wear it as a crossbody.
It's called Dog Park.
Dog Park. And look at these fun. I use my sewing machine to put those little dogs on the trim of my zipper. Can you see it? I know we had bones, but I have bones as a little motif. But you know what? Use whatever you have on your sewing machine to decorate that zipper tab. You can even use ribbon if you have ribbon, anything like that. But you know what? When you buy your sewing machines, they always say, well, it comes with an extra 300 stitches. Or it comes with... Use them, doggone it. Trim out some stuff. And look how cute that is. Really easy instructions to follow, I thought. What I did change out, they give you the strapping to use as fabric, a lining to use as fabric. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to use the webbing. I just felt like it's a little more secure. So I just bought some I got it from the store, my store, the webbing right here. So this is like backpack webbing, sort of.
So why are you saying webbing?
That's what it's called.
That's what it's called? Because when I think of webbing, I think of like the mesh.
Yeah, this is called webbing.
Oh.
It's called strap webbing, or that's just what it's called. And so you've got the little clips right here. We've got all these supplies in right now. So that's called a parachute clip. Did you know that? That's what it's called, a parachute clip.
Huh.
And they sell them in metal and in plastic. And we have the plastic ones because they're lighter. The metal ones are really heavy.
I also feel like the metal ones, like you know, when you're trying to like unsnap it and anyways,
Okay.
it would hurt.
It would hurt.
Our dainty little lady fingers.
Lady fingers. Okay. Look at this lining, how fun it is. Little dog paws. I don't know if you can see them. Can you see them? Little dog paws in there. And the way it works, you do get a pretty finished edge on the inside. You get what I would call a French seam right there. So you get really pretty finished seams in there. This is just a super cute bag that you're able to use. Put everything back in there.
Does it come with the bubble wrap?
I'll put bubble wrap in there if you want. I'll put bubble wrap in there. I want to show you some other webbing. Hold on.
She's gonna show us some other webbing, which I have now found. Oh, is it those ones? I saw those, and I think it made me those may be enough for me to need to make a bag like ASAP.
Look at these. See, tulip pink webbing. You didn't know. You learn something new every day, right? Look at that. So this is 3 yards. No, 2 yards. Look how pretty that is. So she designed these to go with her fabrics, of course, that are super bright color. We have the webbing in here. We haven't gotten in all her new line of fabrics yet. Sorry, there we go. But you can totally use this with, I mean, look how cute that would have been.
Oh, that'd
also.
Be so stinky.
Yeah, I didn't want to use it because I didn't want to use up the inventory. Mm-hmm. But super cute. And this is 1.5 inches wide. So it's a little bit wider than this one, which is just 1 inch wide, which is what the pattern calls for. You can still use this. You just have to make a few adjustments in your little side tabs right here. It is super cute, super fun. There's so many fun projects right there on our website with the June Tailor Quilt As You Go. You can look those up, and it's really cute.